Chief, as you know, due to your visit with me to the state last summer, and I appreciate you taking the time. I know Alaskans appreciated the opportunity to show you on the ground what we're dealing with there in Southeast in the Tongass. But as you know, most of the mills there in Southeast have closed due to lack of timber supply. Energy projects, whether it's hydroelectric or potential geothermal, projects that could really make a difference in a region that struggles with high energy costs. In some of our smaller village communities, you're paying 40, 50 cents a kilowatt hour, and yet we're surrounded with amazing hydropower potential, and in certain areas, geothermal potential. But opportunities are tied up because of red tape, whether it's policies coming out of the federal government or the impact of the roadless rule. You have indicated to me that you think that there is some flexibility that you have to act and to kind of avoid some of those areas that are so impacted by the roadless. But I'm passing a map out to my colleagues here that details the roadless area inventory within the Tongass. 91% of the Tongass is considered roadless. Out of 9.6 million acres is roadless. So we're bound. We can't access an area to put in a hydro facility, whether it's small hydro, lake tap, whatever it is we're trying to do. Geothermal opportunities. We're all talking about the great policies that this administration is trying to advance when it comes to renewables. But if you cannot build the project because the roadless rule doesn't allow you to put a road there, and the only way you can do it is by helicopter, well, colleagues, figure that one out. Pretty danged expensive to build a hydro facility or do anything if you're operating completely by helicopter. So we're trying to figure this out. You know, Chief, that last year was not a good year for Region 10. It was the worst performing region. Just 16.8% of the target was accomplished. Region 10's only sold about 30 million board feet per year since 2008. So again, in my opening statement, I mentioned Bigthorn. We're all hoping and praying that Bigthorn comes through, and Bigthorn's been sitting since September. You've indicated to me that that's how we're going to get to this transition to second growth. So can you give me some update on when we may see the Bigthorn sale offered, how much of volume of the original 150 million board feet will be offered, and really, from a broader perspective, how are we going to overcome this decline? Is it just done? Is it just over in the Tongass that we will not be able to see any aspect of a timber industry anymore? Is it done? Because if you say that it is, we're going to have a timber war here all over again. We cannot give up on this region. We cannot give up on a region that has opportunity and has potential, but is being denied because of policies from our own federal government. So first, Bigthorn, and then second, how are we going to arrest this decline?
Well, Senator, we're committed to completing the Bigthorn project. We are in the process. The region's finishing up their draft supplemental information report. They're going to be sitting down with the appellants to be able to share that additional information around their concerns. You know, I'm optimistic that they will be able to address that. They may have to, as part of addressing the appeals, maybe drop a unit or two. That's always something we can look at. But I'm confident that the majority of that project will go through for all the reasons.
Do you know when? I mean, give me an estimate, because I'm not sure we can hold on. I'm not sure we can hold on much longer.
Well, they're completing the supplemental information report, and they've been able, they're working closely with the state to be able to provide some information about the wolf species that's of concern up there. And I think they're close to completing that. They'll be sitting down with the appellants, and then hopefully we'll be able to resolve it, and then be able to go forward. So we're planning on doing it this year, along with the other timber sales that we've planned, And so the target this year is 70 million plus the Big Thorn project.
70 million plus Big Thorn. You anticipate that Big Thorn is going to be 150 million board feet, but realistically, I mean, we haven't seen, we've sold 30 million board feet per year since 2008. How are we going to get to the numbers that you're talking about? I mean,
Well-
are they just numbers on paper?
No, they're not no, Senator, with Big Thorn, folks have worked so hard on that project.
I know.
And it will not be 150, but it should be in the range of 100 million, plus what we plan to go forward with. And as you pointed out, it is essential that we provide this bridge timber for our plan to transition to second growth. I think that is still the right plan, but we need to be able to do projects like Big Thorn. We need to be able to do the projects like Wrangell this year, to be able to have that amount of timber to be able to bridge during the times until we're ready to move into the second growth as being the predominant harvest up there, to be able to sustain the wood products industry for all the reasons that you've mentioned, to be able to provide the jobs. It needs to be part of the economic activity in that state. The other part of it is that, yes, hydro, we're working on the hydro projects that are a great benefit to especially in Southeast. But as you also know, we're having to ship pellets, wood pellets, either out of Seattle to bring them up to Ketchikan to be able to convert using biomass for electricity. When we see all that, the trees there, the idea that we can't be having a pellet plant right there to be able to provide renewable energy for those facilities and not ship it out. But that's another reason it's just essential for us to be able to maintain the industry. So you have my commitment that we're going to get Big Thorn done. We're going to move forward on the cells this year. And at the same time, still continue to move forward with the transition.
Well, Chief, my time has expired. I will have more questions in the second round. But you keep talking about these sales that will be the bridge. But in order for a bridge to work, it has to be anchored to something on either side. Right now, there's not much to anchor within the southeastern timber economy because we can't get any sales moving. We can't get any product at all. And so when we talk about transition, when we talk about bridges, we still have to have an anchor, and you're not giving us that anchor yet.